Please read the disclaimer. Hello, beautiful people. Shalom, money makers. So, the Fed just spoke, gave its decision. The Fed chairman, Jerome Powell, spoke, and the market went a little bit bananas. We'll talk about what the Fed said, how that affected why we need to look towards December. Yes, December, I know. And we're going to talk about all that. Just wanted to update you that this situation with the website continues to happen. I just saw on X that another two channels got a week vacation. So hopefully this video, is good and you enjoy it and you smash the like button. All I ask from you is that you give me a beautiful smile to send out those good vibes. And let's get into it. So currently XRP is sitting at $2.60. You can see the up and down that the XRP graph is showing us right now. This is because what of the Fed had to say. Um, Basically, the summary of the Fed Chair Powell comments, so we can get into it. He said that labor market is weakening and inflation remains somewhat elevated. Available data suggests outlook has not changed. Job gains have slowed significantly this year. Higher tariffs are resulting in higher overall inflation. Fed members had strongly different views on upcoming December Fed meeting. So there's no meeting in November. And another Fed rate cut in December is far from assured. There's clear a growing divide between the Fed. And as he said that, right, you can see we saw that big sell-off that happened, and that happened for XRP, happened for Bitcoin. But then we saw it come back pretty nicely and pretty fast, right? Bitcoin came back a little bit faster. XRP hasn't yet reclaimed the 265 level. I've explained why this happens before. Sometimes, there's just more liquidations, more unraveled positions that happen. Bitcoin, because of the ETFs, has a little bit more strength. Ethereum still under 4,000. So that Solana 195. So the crypto markets and the other markets, right? But the other markets have earnings, and so that's moving things a little bit. But you can see the VIX popped on that. You can see here it popped on that statement. So now we're in a tricky situation, right? But the one that really had the market getting excited was the statement that they're going to end quantitative tightening on December 1st. We talked about that earlier in the video, if you watched that. But what that does not mean is they're going to start with quantitative easing, right? Is that's what a lot of people are waiting for and anticipating, but he didn't say anything about that yet. And so we're going to have to wait and see when that will start happening, right? Now, currently the situation is that we are basically over with October, right? And now we're looking at the markets and seeing what could potentially happen here. We've had pretty positive momentum, I'd have to say, from about October 17th, right? Pretty positive, that those lows that we saw. But with tomorrow and the meetings between the presidents of the two big countries, right? We will see how that plays out. The Fed also had to say, that the government shutdown will affect the economy. We've seen that previously the government shutdowns have not affected the markets. Crypto is a little bit new, relevance to the stock market. So the crypto market has been around less years. But every single government shutdown in history, the markets have not had the worst reaction post, right? Because let's, be real. When the government is shut down, it's not like, these big, massive behemoth companies are making less money, right? No. So that really hasn't affected the markets that much. But now the Fed chair is saying that it will affect the economy. And so that's going to be interesting. How will it affect companies? Will it affect regular Joes? Will it affect, because let's say a company has problems getting permits or they can't, move their projects or something like that? That could happen. So maybe it's in that way, but I don't know if it's going to be, a situation where people are widespread, in financial ruins. I don't know if that is going to happen, but we'll see. We'll see. And he also said that risk to inflation are titled to the upside and risk to unemployment are titled to the downside. Fancy way to stay stagflation. And so again, the Fed, interestingly, in the US, is also in charge of inflation, right? But is also in charge of employment, right? Where I live, the Fed is actually not in charge of the employment part. So that was interesting. Actually, I went to a seminar, not a seminar. It was actually a company through the bank that was trying to sell one of their products, and they invited people they could invest in that product. They invited my dad, and he took me with him. I was. Let's just say that I reduced the average age by like 30 years. Everybody almost was over the age of 65. The guy opened up the speech, and he was talking about the actually the government shutdown, and he actually mentioned that the U.S. Fed is in charge of both those assets, and where we live, the Fed here is only in charge of the inflation part. So it's interesting. Every single country is different in how things happen. Let me know in the comment section if you know how things are done in your country if you're not in the US. I know most of you are in the United States of America, about 60% of you. But if you are from somewhere else, let me know in the comments if you know. It's just interesting to me after hearing that, to hear what different feds are like, and how they're reacting to certain situations. I know, like, for example, Canada decided to reduce interest rates as well today, or was yesterday. So hopefully here as well, they're going to reduce interest rates. When interest rates are high, it's hard, right, for people that have expenses that are related to interest rates. So we'll see. We'll see how that is going to play out. But for now, it's kind of a game changer because they're stopping quantitative tightening. Will they do quantitative easing? That's going to be the question. And the fact that he says that they don't know, or it's far from assured, put a little bit of fear, and it's a 2 months fear, right? If we were seeing November, it might be a little bit less fear, but that's the current situation that we are in. And so we have to take that in consideration. We'll see how November will be. There's Thanksgiving and all that that's happening. So it will be very interesting. I think it's Halloween this weekend, I think. We don't really celebrate it here. So happy Halloween if you're celebrating. Maybe I'll put a costume on for tomorrow. We have a different holiday, Purim, which is in March, where we celebrate. So yeah, we don't really have that here. So maybe that is going to affect the markets. I don't know. I don't remember Halloween ever affecting, but maybe we'll have to see. Again, as always, I'll never tell you to do anything. It's always up to you. Not financial advice. Always do your own due diligence before you decide to invest. Very, very important. Also, remember that I will never contact you on social media asking you to sign up to anything or to send me any money. Those are people that are, by the way, a TikTok channel that I kept showing, because I was on a 1 week vacation, they didn't have anything to upload. So they started uploading someone else's content, and suddenly the channel is gone. I couldn't get it removed, but I guess the other person got it removed fast. It's an interesting situation. If you haven't yet signed up to the email list, you can do that now. And I added this. You don't have to join the partners. If you don't want the 1348 indicator, you can just sign up to the email list, and that will really help me out if something happens again. Like I said, 2 or 3 more channels that I just saw, like in the last few minutes. I think it was Mikkel and another one, and so it's kind of wild situation. I'm kind of every single video. I don't know what's gonna happen. It's who knows? If you can support anyway, I really appreciate it. So again, I'll put it in the description down below, and also follow me on Twitter because on X, because I'm also going to be uploading there as well. So if something happens, you'll know where to go. So subscribe to the channel, of course, ring the bell if you haven't. Um, Check out Twitter, check out the email list. So I really appreciate everybody. Thank you for watching. I hope to see you next time. And like I decided that we'll stop doing that just because I don't know what is what, right? So until we figure this out, we have to be. So bye.